some chumvi nini hapo.
Sukari kidogo. Yeah.
To make it a good art and stage name.
Yeah, yeah.
You began doing music in 2015, but professionally Kanzapo 2018.
Yeah.
How has it been doing music basically for all this time since that 2015?
Well, it's been a challenge, but you know, if
why do you start with it's been a challenge?
Because, you know, beginning music from that time, starting from that 2015, and then I finally had to do my first video in 2018, you see. So it's been quite a big gap, so I had to struggle a lot to make myself an official artist, you know, to enter YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff, you see. Yeah, that's why I'm making it that way.
All right, so these 3 years between 2015 and 18 before you began professionally, is it that you were just doing audios, ama ulikuwa tu unaandika muziki unaacha na keti pale? What was it exactly?
Well, it was both. Yeah, it was both.
But you never did a video?
I never did a video back then. Yeah.
What was the challenging bit about it? Because I mean, when you look at art in its broader perspective, or basically music, you know, good number of artists that will tell you, aside from resources, which is always a big challenge, there's also the aspect of management. Wengi hawajui could get good management, and also many of them don't even understand the business side of music. Good number just take them as talent. So for you, what exactly amongst all this was one of the biggest challenge?
Well, till right now I can say I've never been into a management stuff or something like that.
Artist,
so I'm a standalone artist. I've been doing it all myself. Yeah.
What was so difficult with getting a management? Nini nakunga ugumu na because management really helps a lot. When you look at media tours, aiding in resources, when you look at guidance, you know, mentorship, any management provides all of these things for you. So nini has so more part of management?
Management is a good stuff if you really fall into the right hands, you know. We've seen a lot of cases about management stuff, management this, that. But now the thing is, with me, it's just, let me just say that I've not found the right management to follow into. Yeah.
All this time, since we can say, since professionally, since 2018, you haven't found the good management.
I've tried signing with some management, but things do fall apart at times.
Nini exactly nafanya ina fall apart?
Well, everything is all about...
Nini hamuelewani kabisa na management?
It's money. Yeah, it's finance actually.
Money is always at the center of it.
Money is always the reason, the issue, yeah.
So when you're saying looking for a good management, I mean, I just want us to stick there a bit, because when you, like I said earlier, when you talk with good number of artists, you're one of those things that they really miss, because again, also management helps you understand the business side of music, which good number of artists miss. You know, good number of them just stick to, I am talented, mini kona talanta, so let's go. But again, there's another side that we miss a lot, which is the business side of it. So when you look at management, ama ukitafuta management, wewe hasa unatafuta nini?
Well, to me, it's not about fame, it's not about business actually that much, but I could like it to be like that. But the thing is, you know, as for me, I'm doing music because I love music. You know, I was born like that. I've been loving music all my life. So, but if it ever comes, I can't deny. I'll just accept the stuff.
You've not answered my question. I want to know if you umesema umekuwa ukitafuta management and you even got one, but you didn't agree, particularly on money terms, sindio?
Yeah.
So, wakati uko pale nje kama msanii unatafuta a good management, unaangalia nini haswa? What, like this management, what does it need to provide for you as an artist? What exactly are you looking?
Supporting music, supporting my music.
Your music.
That's the case.
In what way?
Like expand my music, you know, to be listened all over, to be heard out there. Yeah, that's all I want for my music. Yeah, just to grow my industry. Yeah.
To grow your craft.
Yeah.
To grow your craft in the music space.
Yeah.
Now, 3 years before you did your first video, aside from that management bit of it, let's talk a bit about resources.
Resources.
Yeah, because you need to pay cab for a good while before you released your first video.
Yeah.
So that you could just how we release your video. Where did you get the resources from? Was it from friends?
Not really, not really. Actually, it was my first salary that I used to.
Oh, so you're actually working, eh?
Yeah, I was. That was the first year I was working, and it was my first salary. So I had to do that song because I really wanted to do a music video.
Which song was this?
Fine Girl.
Tell us a bit about that.
Well, Fine Girl, it's basically based on a I'm singing to a lady. It was a collaboration first of all. So we were 3 people. And
your first video was that. This was also your first song, eh?
Yeah, yeah. It was my first. No, not really my first song. It was my first video song.
Okay.
Yeah. So we collaborated with some 2 guys, Maharaja and Christoph. So we had to do some. We had to put it in a manner that we had to do a video. It was a bit, let me not say expensive that much, but it was a good video. Back then when it was my first video, you know. So, and the video is basically speaking about a lady. I was singing for a lady. We were just praising the lady on how good she looks, yeah. So that's stuff, yeah.
So as you do collabos, because that's not the only song in which you've done a collabo, you've done various collabos.
Yeah.
What are you looking for, or what do you look for in an artist to collaborate with?
Well, you know, first, before we collaborate, we have to sit down. We have to write. When we write, we have to rehearse. When we are rehearsing, it's when I will realize that this guy has got the vibe that I need. You know, yeah, everybody has got their own different vibes. So I just have to match the vibe with mine. If it goes, if it flows together, so we work out. Yeah.
So for you, it's just the vibe.
The
vibe,
yeah, if you have the vibe and the content, you know. Okay. Yeah. If your content is rich and the vibe is good, yeah.
If the content is rich.
Yeah.
All right. How then would you describe your style of music?
I could describe it as Afro dancehall. Yeah, Afro dancehall and a little bit hip hop somehow. Yeah. And
actually, I've watched quite a number of your songs, and they have that dancehall
stuff. Yeah.
Dancehall style in it. Why that specific style? So is it another wave of gengeton still taking over, the Kenyan space?
Yeah.
So why the style of dancehall and intertwine it with Afro?
Well, being brief about that, I guess it's because it's my vibe. Yeah.
It's your vibe.
It's my vibe. Dancehall has always been my vibe. Yeah.
All right. Talk to us also about Nyakerario that you've sung in
my local language.
Your mother tongue.
Yeah. Well, Nyakerario is also a song that I sang for a lady. But specifically, that's not her name. Nyakerario is just a Kisii name. So I wrote that song back in 2019, and my people were like, hey, you're singing, we can hear your music, but we really need something of our own kind, you see. So, and I was like, someday I'm gonna give you something, and I hope you're gonna accept it and you're gonna like it. And actually it had a good reception back then there. Till now it's being aired on local channels, and I'm grateful to that. Yeah.
So you say that your people are like, you're singing, haujatupatia kitu yetu, and this is what also informed you to write a song in your local dialect. So then does it mean that audience inform the kind of content you create as an artist?
Well, partly it does. Partly it does. But I also wanted to do something, and it's not the only song that I've done in my language.
You've done several others.
Yeah, there are others, but though there's a mixture of language, Swahili and Kisii. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when you look at good number of artists, they would release English songs, Kiswahili, but they wouldn't miss to release a song in their local dialect, if it's Luya, Luo, Kisii. Yeah. Do you think you're getting at a point whereby artists, should I say, are more or less appreciating, where we come from in terms of culture, in terms of language? Because also when you look at theater, just like what we saw there, it's being done in Luo.
Yeah.
So are we getting to a point where artists are sort of like moving towards that direction?
Well, I personally don't think so, but it's always good. It's always good to do something that, let me just say, something that the audience will always accept, you see. So I don't think it's that we are heading that way, but I think it's something that we should have done.
Kitambo.
Yeah.
When you say that we should do something that the audience will accept, don't you think that would make an artist look like someone who doesn't have a sense of direction, so to speak, in this way? I mean, if your audience keep dictating what you need to release in terms of content, then where come Msanii, do you really have a sense of direction? Because if today the audience feel like now you should release a gospel song,
Well,
for instance?
You know, it's always good to listen to what people say, but now decision making, it's yours. If you really think that it's good to do what they have said, then you have to give them something, but not in their own way, that the way they want. You see, no, they're not going to make decisions for you. Yeah, you will have to make your own decisions, but we as an artist, we always have to appreciate, you know, like, and what we do it because of the audience, partly, you see. So I have to give you something that you're really gonna like. So I'm gonna listen to your ideas, I'm gonna collect them, and then I'm gonna put it into something. Yeah.
So it means that audience in one way or another also play a key role in the kind of content that artists create out there.
Somehow yes.
Somehow yes.
Yeah.
Somehow no. Depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
All right, let's stick to that content bit a bit. So do you write your own, you know, music? Does someone write for you? And what informs the kind of content you create?
Well, I always write my own content. I always do write my own content. And even before I started writing my own content, I used to be a content writer back then. I could write a song for you, and then if it's good, we talk about it, and then I give it to you.
So you've done that for some artists?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, that's quite interesting. All right, so then what informs? Is it your environment, things you've gone through, societal issues? What exactly informs, you know, the kind of content you create, whether it's for your own or, you know, for other artists?
Well, you know, if you come to me and if you know I'm doing this, and you come approach me and you tell me that I want a content talking about this, I'm gonna sit down and think about it, and then I'm gonna create something concerning what you've told me. Yeah.
What about you?
Well, me myself, sometimes it's something that has already happened to me, you know, something that I'm feeling, something that I'm thinking. Yeah.
Which song is this you've done that is as a result of something that has happened to you? Because you have a couple of them. You have quite a number of songs.
Yeah, you see, like some party songs. You know, the first time that I went to party, I had to collect some stuff from that party. So I wrote the Weekend song because it was, I wrote it Weekend. It's called Weekend. Yeah, it was on a Friday night and we were going out. It was my first out, like the biggest party I've ever gone, the first weekend. Yeah, so I had to write a song about that. And about Nyakerario too, it's something that has happened to me. Yeah, so I had to write a song about that. Yeah.
What is this that exactly happened to you that led you to write?
Well, it's a good feeling. It's not a, yeah, it's a good feeling.
It's just a good feeling, appreciating someone.
Yeah.
Oh, quite interesting. All right, now you talked about not having a management. You said you're looking, for a management that could really just help push your career through.
Yeah.
But then in this years that you've been in this space, and we'll begin from that 2015, because much as you hadn't really recorded your first video, but bado ulikuwa kwa industry, did you have someone to like guide you, tell you this is how the industry works, this is how you need to even push your content to media, this is what you need to do? How was that like for you?
Well, it's been, let me just put it like, I've met several people. They've spoke to me about pushing it and doing that, but it's just that I've never had enough time to sit down with someone who's big, someone who has made it, to tell me what to do. But I just see what's going on. So, and I usually like listening to interviews of big artists and their prosperity, So I always follow that. I think that's my.
So you'd say like that, being in that space where you just watch, listen, is what has been mentorship for you and learn. Yeah. So then do you feel like not having physically met someone to, let me say, mentor and guide you, has sort of not resulted, has it in any way not made you reach where you wanted to be, maybe right now as an artist? Because you've been in this space for over 5 years, I can say. 7
now.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah. So the thing is, I'm already used to being alone, trying to find out solutions by yourself. Yeah, but I could be grateful and thankful if someone ever comes and lifts me up, show me the way, Yeah.
Then in your perspective, do you think that this is one of those things that artists miss a lot? As in kukatuna support system, guide system.
Yeah.
So unapata mtu like, if they would have made 10 steps in 2 years, they make like one.
Yeah.
Is it one of those things that is lacking even in the industry?
Yeah, it is. Support is something that is very important to any artist. Even to anyone. If even from your growth, your parents had to support you to push you up till now, you see. So support is something that we always need. We all need support. Yeah.
Yeah, makes a lot of
If
sense.
if any of you make it in life, you really need some sort of support somewhere, somehow. Yeah, you can't do it alone, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Much as you didn't have a mentor, someone who's been in the industry to tell you what to do, what not to do, even if you kunaendanga, how about your family?
Well,
Also, when you said, now me, I want to do music.
well, actually, when the first person I told was my dad. My father has been always the closest person to me. So I told him, like, I just came with a song and played, and I told him. Yeah, and I told him because I wanted to get his opinion, and so I played the song and I asked him, what do you think about that song?
Yeah.
And so he said it's a good song. It's really a good song. And whose song is that? And I laughed and I told him that that's my song. And so he was like, right now you're doing music? And he was like, so you've decided you want to do music, like really music. I remember the funny thing he told me is that we will support you, but don't go to these bad companies and such stuff, to get money. Yeah, if you need support, we will give you support to do that. Yeah.
So you can say was this your dad and mom, or just dad?
It was my dad. Yeah.
So then, would you say that really family in that respect has at least been supportive to your craft?
Yeah, they've always been supportive.
How in what way has this made you? Of course, it has made you feel good as an artist, but in what way has it grown your craft?
Well, receiving that support and comfort from your family,
yeah, because also
most especially,
they don't get that.
From their parents,
Yeah.
like if they approve you of that and they are supporting you in any manner that you want, like, hey dad, I want some amount for my stuff, my video or something, and they show you that support, you see, that's a very good thing.
It goes a long way.
Yeah.
All right, making a good video, roughly, how much does it cost?
Well,
I mean, because we talk about resources being a very big challenge for artists. We always keep thinking, sasa video ya 3 minutes inaweza kuwa kwani na cost pesa ngapi? We think, it's just 2 minutes thing. This thing cannot be that expensive.
Well, that before that video, it's being combined to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It can take even days.
To shoot.
Yeah.
You've not included in that pricing.
Yeah.
So it really costs a lot.
It costs
and it takes a lot because also in terms of shoot days, locations.
Location, you have to pay for locations too.
Wow, it's quite expensive just to get that 2 or 3 minutes or at most 4 minute video.
Sure.
So when people watch this content, they really need to appreciate what has gone in there. It takes
it takes a lot.
All right. When you look at social media, in terms of also growing your craft, you have got quite a good following, particularly on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
How has that grown your craft and also your audience base in terms of them seeing your content, what you can do, pushing your music out there?
Well, first of all, if you get a good number of people who are following your music, following your content, you will feel motivated. They always give you that positive energy and comfort to push you through to do some more stuff, you see. They are a motivation, actually. If you get more of those stuff, it's not quite easy to have followers, mostly on YouTube.
Yeah. And legit organic followers.
Yeah. So if you really get a good number of people appreciating your content, it motivates you to even want to do more, give them more, like you feel like you don't want to disappoint them again.
So it makes you feel like you're sort of you owe them in terms of giving them good quality content.
Yeah.
Okay, then how do you deal with those negative comments or negative criticism? Because, I mean, being in that space, social media.
Well, when it comes to that, I'm always, like, let me say, I never mind about negative
And have
energy.
you gotten that?
A lot. It's always there. It's always there. Yeah. Not everybody's gonna like you or what you do.
Yeah.
But as to me, I always put negative energy to negative content. Yeah.
So you don't pay attention to that?
I don't. Actually, I don't. Even from the first, when I read your comment and I just see it's a negative, I don't even complete reading that comment. Yeah, I just leave it. Like I go to something else. Yeah. Hapo tu.
I will not focus with this.
I won't. It won't pull me down. I always ignore that.
All right. Yeah. So as we wind down this conversation, Ken, what next for you, kama msanii? What should your fans, you know, the audience that you target, expect from you?
Well, from my last video, it's been quite some time now, but it's just that I've been working on something much, much better than what I gave last. So that's why it has taken me quite some time. And I will promise them to wait for something very cool, and I know they're gonna like it. They're gonna be even surprised about how did this happen.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking to your camera, wakupate wapi on the socials?
Well, social media, official Kababaye on my Instagram, Facebook Kababaye KE or Madilu Kenya. YouTube, you can find me at official Kababaye. Into brackets, you can type Madilu Kenya. Yeah.
All right. So what I gave it to freshy.
Yeah.
Cool, nice content coming their way.
Yeah.
All right, good place to end this conversation. And I have been speaking to Kennedy Madilu, aka Kababaye, obviously talking to us about his content, music, and how this has been for him since he began this music journey in 2015. And ultimately, we are not done with Good Morning Kenya. There's still plenty more on the other side of this break, so stay with us.